Today, we are introducing Bill 13, the Regulated Professions Neutrality Act. This is common sense legislation that would recognize that everyone should have the right to express their personal views freely. No professional should fear losing their license, their reputation, or their livelihood because of a personal opinion, a social media post, an interview, or open dialogue outside of working hours. Specifically, the bill aims to protect expressive off-duty conduct. It draws a clear distinction that regulators are responsible for competence and ethics, not policing beliefs or personal expression that has no bearing on a person's ability to do their professional practice. These changes come after one of the most notable cases of professional regulators punishing an individual for comments made outside of a professional setting, and that is Dr. Jordan Peterson. Dr. Peterson was sanctioned and ordered to undertake a so-called re-education program in order to maintain his credentials for statements he had made outside of a clinical psychology setting. Similar notable cases have involved nurses, doctors, and teachers that have been punished, sanctioned, or have had their licenses threatened for comments that they have made on social media, at protests, or even at meetings of local city councils. We looked at these cases and asked an important question. Are regulators still focused on public safety and professional competence, or are some of them overstepping to enforce ideological conformity and to silence public discourse? Professional regulatory bodies play an important role in safeguarding Albertans, whether it's through enforcing standards or the implementation of policies, and we appreciate their commitment to protecting the public interest. But the role of regulators and the role that they play and should stay in is in the workplace. When regulators begin disciplining people for simply speaking their mind on their own time, that's overreach. And at its worst, it becomes an outright threat to free expression. And I can tell you that when we worked on Bill 9, we spoke to many professionals who were afraid to put their names in the public realm, not only due to the threat of public cancellation, but mainly due to fear of losing their professional status or their livelihood. It was a wake-up call that led many of us to realize that the conversations we aren't having can be the ones that are the most critical. Limiting or prohibiting expression narrows public discourse and cuts off opportunities for open discussion. Both are foundations of democracy and integral to every citizen's ability and right to fully participate in society. No one cherishes their freedoms like Albertans do. This is a sentiment that we hear often and something that our government takes seriously. Last year, our government reviewed more than 100 regulated professions to assess whether regulatory bodies were upholding the rights and freedoms of their members. At the time, we indicated if legislative action was needed, that we would take it. And today, we are living up to that promise with what we're calling our Peterson Law. Overall, our aim is to uphold professionals' rights and freedoms while continuing to protect the public interest so that both public confidence and professional integrity are maintained. We want to ensure that professional regulatory bodies keep their focus on areas within their scope, on members' actions that affect their professional competence and ethics, because everyone has the right to express themselves and to share their views and to have their voice heard in our society. Now I'd like to invite Minister Mickey Amery to speak more about Bill 13.